Hey folks, this is the Oldsmobile all put together, except for the bumpers. I still have, there's all kinds of little nitpicky things that still need to be done. But this is what it looks like together. These Oldsmobiles are a pretty car, actually. There it is. It's pretty straight. It's going to be, work to do. I'm sure there's stuff that isn't showing, but there it is. This car is together, and she's drivable. And so I still have a few nitpicky things to do. I'm going to be, I got a couple of exhaust hangers I want to add on, things like that. But for the most part, here's the fender, the passenger side fender. The door's on. The gaps on this side aren't as good as I wanted them to be, but they're good enough, actually. And so there it is. She's together, and she looks nice. Okay, here's the passenger fender. I take it back off. Here's the smaller battery that I'm going to put in so I can make more room over there. And so once this dries, then I'm going to get to painting the outside of it black again, because it's now primer gray currently on the outside. Then I can put it back on, and so I'll be a step closer to finishing it up to take it for a test drive. Now over here, this battery turned out to be a little bit too big, so I'm going to remove it and I'm going to put it in another vehicle, and I'm going to finalize this battery tray is not bolted down, so I have to finalize that, get that battery fitted, make sure all this wiring is right before pinching it between the fender and the inner fender well. So that's all good. And then I'll put this on. That'll be it for the fenders once I put those on, and then I can put the hood down and set it onto the front of the car here, and put the trunk lid back on, and that'll take care of it. The body will be together. It won't be complete because it still needs more body work, and it of course needs to be painted, but it'll be ready for test driving. And that's the part that I'm sort of looking forward to, because I've done a ton of work on it. Okay, the paint's dry on the outside of the fender, inside as well actually, but here we go with that. It's looking pretty decent for a quick job. But there it is. So it's all ready to be put on the car, and now I'm going to get going on working on this here. As I would intimated earlier, this battery is too big for where it's going, and so I'm going to finalize the battery box where it's going to be, put the other battery in. I'm going to finalize this stuff over here, and then put the fender on. Then it'll be time for getting after the hood. Here I am installing the battery box. I've got it bolted down in good shape here. I have this little bracket that I made, for this, and now I have another bracket that I'm making to go on the side for circuit breakers. So this is what it is. So here's just a piece of sheet metal that I bent up like this, and it makes a pad for me to screw the circuit breakers to. So the sheet metal goes down here, it just pinches underneath the battery like so. Battery goes on like this, basically. And now this circuit breaker here, and there's going to be one more that's going to be screwed to this right in here. This here is powering the main fuse box, and the other circuit breaker will go to the cooling fan. Those will go here, and then of course the wiring will go back on. And I'm going to finalize this, put the fender on. Okay, here's this metal piece installed. I got a couple of breakers here. This breaker is supplying power to the fuse box. This one is going to be supplying power to the electric cooling fan, and then that way it's adequate power because they do draw quite a bit. I have added another relay over here to take care of the ground side of the fan, and up top here is a second way for it to switch on and off. So what I plan to do is I have a manual switch, which is on this wire here. That's the control wire, and I could turn the fan on manually if I decide I want to, or I can just let the temperature deal with it, and this switch here will turn it on and off with the temperature. I think it's that one is a 180 degree one, and that'll work fine. So now this here seems to be pretty good. This obviously is the power line. I'm just got it out of the way. Got to hook the fan up here again because I unhooked things, and then go from there. Okay, we got both fenders on. I got this one painted black now and got the inside, you know, all white mostly. And I got the battery installed now. I'm going to put one more little brace for strength, but I got it so that the wiring is hidden under there. It's hidden under there. And down here I have this is the resistor for the heater fan. I'm going to make a bracket for that once I have the hood hinges in so that I know where everything is, because it can be maddening where you think you know but you don't really. Okay, the fender is on here. The gap is a bit wide up here. I don't know how it was when I took it apart because it was so long ago, but it fits actually pretty good. Back here, this gap is actually not too bad, but we open and shut nicely, so that part works good. So I think overall for a really old car that's basically being fixed up rather than actually restored, I think it's pretty good. So now the next step is the hood hinges and to put the hood on. Okay, here's a look inside. This is how the wiring looks. As you can see, I got a mess of wiring there. It's right near the battery. I got the battery. I made some pretty good distance there, which worked out pretty well. I have a resistor over there that I want to make a bracket for. I didn't know exactly how until the fender was on, so I waited on that. But there it is. Everything looks semi-decent. There's things over here that I need to you know, attached to the fender well like they were supposed to be, but for the most part she's together. And that's not the air cleaner I'm going to use. I just use that to keep dirt out of the carburetor, but she came together pretty nice. I'm happy with her. So except for odds and ends, here we are.